Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Derek Jefferson Jr.
Mr. Jefferson, you are charged with domestic violence, endangerment, substantial risk causing physical injury, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and domestic violence assault. Order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, you not to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs, and no firearms or other weapons. You are to have no contact of any kind with Kelly Dean. That means no face-to-face contact, no calling, texting, emailing, using third parties, letters and notes, social media, etc. Stay away from her home and workplace. You get a one-time return visit to the home once you're released to get your personal belongings, but only with a police escort. I'm imposing two $2,500 bonds and appointing the city public defender to represent you. If you're still in custody, video review is January 29th at 1:30. And if you are released prior to that, well, you have a Department of Corrections hold, so you're going to be held on that anyway. All right, you're excused.
Have a great day.
You as well. Hello, what's your name?
Maran, last name Cruz.
Birthday again?
I said Marion, last name Cruz.
Okay, so you're charged with criminal trespass. You do have a felony hold, but you remain in custody on that. I'm releasing you on the misdemeanor case and ordering that you not return to the location of the alleged incident and have no contact with the alleged victim. We're going to set a court date of February 28th, 9 o'clock at Tucson City Court. And appoint the city public defender to represent you. All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Thomas Lewis.
Lewis. Okay. Mr. Lewis, you were charged with 6 counts of organized retail theft and 1 count of theft. I'm going to order that you not have contact with any victims and do not return to any Target store in Pima County. State's recommending a $5,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if that bond is posted. And we will hear from defense counsel.
I'm just asking for a nominal bond, $500, please.
All right. State have anything to add?
No, Your Honor.
Right. Bond is set in the amount of 5,000. Your next court date is February 3rd at 1:30, and the public defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Miguel Antonio Santa Cruz.
Mr. Santa Cruz, you're charged with burglary in the third degree. Will order no return to any circle case store. Don't have any contact with alleged victim. And the state is recommending a $15,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if that bond is posted, and that is in lieu of holding you without bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, in light of the fact that he has already has a hold and has a $2,500 bond already, he hasn't posted it. We're just asking for a nominal bond,
Define nominal.
$500.
We'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, given the circumstances, the state could ask the court to hold him in lieu of no bond. However, we're looking at a person with extended felony record being held on multiple charges, probation violation, which in itself means he doesn't respect the obligation to come to court or follow court rules. 15,000.
Bond is set in the amount of 15,000. February 3rd, 1:30 is your court date. Public defender appointed, and you're excused.
Your Honor, on the next defendant, can we waive reading the charges?
Sure. One moment. Hello, what's your name?
Joshua Davis.
Davis.
Judge, I'm sorry, I got the wrong.
Okay.
I was speaking about a different person.
Here we go. Mr. Davis, you have a couple of cases in Tucson City Court. Driving on a suspended license, suspended for failure to appear, failure to pay, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This is from October 30th of 2023. So actually failed to appear last in November of last year. The other file, you're charged with false reporting to law enforcement. This one is from November 4th of 2022. And more than one failure to appear. And looks like you have a felony hold. So we're gonna hold you on these cases on a bond of 250. Appoint the city public defender to represent you. And video review is scheduled for January 31st at 1:45. In the event that you are released or it's deemed advisable not to hold a video review, then you would set another court date of February 21st at 9:30 at Tucson City Court. You're excused. Hello, what is your name?
Andrew Stafford.
Mr. Stafford, you have some cases in Tucson City Court. April 2022, you were arrested for possession of a prescription-only drug without a prescription, drug paraphernalia, and you have several failures to appear in court. The last one being last December. You were cited for possession of drug paraphernalia in December of 2022, and same pattern of failing to appear. The last time being in December at a time when you were represented by the city public defender. Obstruction, refusal to give true name, and possession of drug paraphernalia. This one is from August of 2023. Failures to appear. And February of 2024, theft, shoplifting, and another shoplifting, and failures to appear. I know you were in custody on another matter for a time. What was the issue of your not coming to court when you were free to do so?
I have to care for my father. He has dementia really bad, and I'm the only one that's there to care for him. There's just no excuse, but
That's
it's
true.
just it was,
That's true. There is no excuse.
yeah.
Thank you. Now that we've determined that you have no excuse, what do you plan to do about it if I let you go?
I'm in a lot better space now in life. I I know I'd make every court date.
Is there
There's no doubt.
some reason you can't bring your dad with you, or is that not feasible?
I can bring him with me.
Good. All right.
He would love to go.
I'm gonna let you go on your own recognizance. All previous conditions of release still remain in effect.
Wow.
Your next court date at Tucson City Court is February 20th. At 2 p.m.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Make sure you're in court. If you're not, I will know it.
I'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, on this next one, I would ask to waive the readings, please. Waive reading of the charges, please.
Okay, thank you. Hello, what's your name, sir?
John Fernand Ibarra.
I'm in the order that you, not have contact with the alleged victim, Maricela Carsoza, stay away from her home and workplace, with the exception, when you're released for a one-time visit with a police escort to get your belongings. You are not to possess any firearms or other weapons, and no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I note that you have a probation hold. The state is recommending that I hold you on a $100,000 bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Given the probation hold, we're asking for a nominal bond. Restrictions.
No, reading the complaint, I think we'll go with 100,000. February 3rd, 1:30 is your court date. Public defender is appointed. You're excused.
Thank you.
Hello, what is your name?
Buenas noches, ¿cómo se llama usted?
Javier Pom.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Javier Poxta.
Got it. Okay.
Sí,
So
Yes.
you need an interpreter?
¿Usted necesita intérprete?
sí,
Yes,
sí. Por-
please.
Do we have an interpreter on?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm on.
Oh, okay. All right. You have an arrest warrant on a domestic violence disorderly conduct case.
Bueno, usted tiene una orden de arresto debido a un caso de violencia intrafamiliar como resultado de desorden público.
The case is from January of 2023. Looks like you failed to appear in court on January 2nd of this year.
Bueno, el caso proviene de la fecha del enero del 2023 y debido a un momento de incomparecencia de una fecha del 2 de enero del 2025.
Why did you fail to appear?
¿Y por qué no compareció usted?
2020.
¿Cómo? ¿Por qué no se presentó en el tribunal?
Oh, mi inmigración me llevó.
¿Cómo?
Inmigración me llevó.
Oh, immigration took me.
Let's see. I'm going to release you. Your next court date is February 20. Let's change the date. February 24th, and that will be at 10:30 a.m. at Pima County Justice Court. All previous conditions of your release remain in effect. Pima County Justice Court, February 24th, 10 o'clock.
Muy bien, entonces lo voy a dejar en libertad. Voy a fijar su próxima audiencia para el día 24 de febrero a las 10:30 de la mañana. Eso va a ser en el Tribunal de la Paz del Condado de Pima. Todas las condiciones de libertad que actualmente que tenían siguen en vigor. Y de nuevo la fecha es 24 de febrero a las 10 de la mañana.
Sí.
Yes.
Your excuse, sir.
Ya puede retirarse, señor.
No te van a dejar ir por defensa sobre la
Hello, what is your name?
Buenas noches, ¿cómo se llama usted?
Ignacio Robles, Sotelo.
Ignacio Robles Sotelo.
All right. You got a couple of cases here. You have an arrest warrant out of Pima County Superior Court. Charges
Bueno,
listed- go ahead.
Okay. Usted tiene un par de casos aquí y tiene orden de arresto del Tribunal Superior del Condado de Pima. Okay.
The charges listed are criminal damage and 2 counts of aggravated driving under the influence.
Tiene acusaciones de daños a propiedad ajena y 2 acusaciones o cargos de manejar en estado de embriaguez con factores agravantes.
The bond amount listed on this warrant is $2,500.
La cantidad de la fianza de esta orden de arresto viene siendo de $2,500.
The county attorney is asking for a bond of $7,500 with pretrial services supervision if posted.
Y la fiscalía está pidiendo una fianza de $7,500 y vigilancia de servicios previos al juicio en caso de que usted logre depositar dicha fianza.
Okay, we'll hear from the defense counsel.
Ahora vamos a escuchar a la defensora.
Yes, Your Honor. Ignacio Robles, he has lived here in Tucson for 20 years. He's employed, and it appears that his arraignments that he missed were because he didn't get notice of the court date. He didn't get the notice in the mail, so he wasn't aware of the arraignment dates.
Bueno, a su señoría, el señor Ignacio Robles ya tiene 20 años aquí viviendo en Tucson, tiene empleo. Lo que sucedió es que no se presentó en las instrucciones de cárcel porque no recibió notificación de esas audiencias y no estaba enterado y por eso no se presentó.
His last conviction is from 1998. And so we're asking for release to pretrial services.
Bueno, su última condena proviene del año 1998 y vamos a pedir que se quede bajo la vigilancia de los servicios previos al juicio.
Okay, thank you.
Muy bien, gracias.
We'll hear from the state.
Ahora vamos a escuchar al fiscal.
Your Honor, the record was a bit scarce on this one, based on the amount recommended on the warrant. State modifies to this 2,500.
Bueno, los datos de este caso eran escasos y por eso limité los recursos que tenemos para pedir o aumentar la fianza pedida de $2,500 a $7,500.
Given the amendment of the state's recommendation, does the defense attorney wish to be heard further on this new recommendation?
Después de haber escuchado la recomendación de la fiscalía, la defensora de oficio desea comentar algo con respecto a eso.
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for pretrial services, given the fact that he didn't have notice of the previous arraignment dates and that he will appear at the next.
Sí, su señoría, vamos a pedir que nomás se quede bajo la vigilancia de servicios previos de juicio debido a que él nunca recibió notificación de las instrucciones de cargo y por eso no compareció, pero sí ahora va a comparecer.
All right. Before I make my decision, I see you have a misdemeanor domestic violence case in Tucson City Court that you also failed to appear for.
Bueno, antes de emitir mi fallo, también noto que usted tiene un delito menor por violencia intrafamiliar del Tribunal Municipal de Tucson. Tampoco usted compareció en esa audiencia o en ese caso.
Would you like to comment on why you didn't come to city court?
¿O usted quisiera comentar sobre la razón por la que usted no se presentó en el Tribunal Municipal?
Sí, yo si no me presenté, porque tampoco me llegó una notificación y aparte de que no tenía, no tengo carro para ir a las cortes. No, eso no es una excusa. Pero
But yes,
nunca
I mean, the thing is that first off, I didn't receive notification of that court date. Secondly, I didn't have a car in order to be able to make it there. I do know that that's not an excuse.
On the city court matter, sir, you were seen on video at the jail and you were given a court date and you would have been given paperwork for the city court date as well.
Bueno, señor, en cuanto a esa acusación, en ese caso, del Tribunal Municipal, usted tuvo una audiencia por video. Durante esa audiencia, usted le hubieran dado la fecha de la próxima audiencia y también le hubiera entregado papeles indicándole en qué fecha caía la próxima audiencia y aún así no se presentó.
Pues la verdad, yo lo siento mucho, pero yo nunca agarré un papel y nunca me dijeron nada como este papel que me dieron aquí.
Well, honestly, I'm sorry, but seriously, they never gave me any kind of paperwork or anything like that. Nothing like the one they gave me here now.
All right, thank you.
Y a esta corte sí voy a ir, lo juro.
Yes, and I will show up to the next hearing. I swear it.
On your felony matter, I am going to release you the supervision of pretrial services.
Con respecto a su delito grave, lo voy a dejar en libertad bajo la vigilancia de servicios previos al juicio.
Do not drive without a valid driver's license and do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
No puede manejar sin licencia de conducir vigente o válida, ni tampoco puede poseer ni consumir nada de alcohol ni droga ilícita.
Cooperate with pretrial services.
Que coopere con servicios previos al juicio.
Your court date is going to be January 30th at 1:30 and the county public defender will be representing you.
Muy bien, su próxima audiencia va a ser el día 30 de enero a la 1:30 de la tarde y la Defensoría de Oficio de Condado lo va a representar.
As to your city court matter, it is a domestic violence case with charges of domestic violence, criminal tampering, domestic violence disorderly conduct, domestic violence interfering with judicial proceedings, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Muy bien, y en cuanto a sus acusaciones del Tribunal Municipal, se tratan de asuntos de violencia doméstica por manipulación de pruebas, desorden público, interferir con una orden jurídica. I'm sorry, what was the fourth one? Your Honor, I apologize. I can't read my writing.
What was the third one I said?
Okay, interference with judicial proceedings, and then I can't read my writing for the fourth one.
I actually think that was the fourth one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, I have the tampering, disorderly conduct, interference with judicial proceedings, and then I had another one here. Maybe that. Oh, okay. Thank you. Entonces, y también con posesión de instrumentos para el consumo de droga.
All right. I'll give you one chance to make good on your promise that you get to court. And I'll
Bueno, le
release
voy a-
your misdemeanor.
Le voy a dar una sola oportunidad para que cumpla con su promesa de comparecer en el asunto del delito menor.
And you're gonna be, oops. You're gonna be appearing at Tucson City Court then on February 24th at 10 a.m.
Muy bien, su próxima audiencia en el Tribunal Municipal de Tucson va a ser el día 24 de febrero a las 10 de la mañana.
Okay.
Miss any more court, and the likelihood is that you'll be staying there for a while.
Y en otra ocasión de incomparecencia, lo más probable es que usted se va a quedar ahí un ratito.
Okay, you're excused.
Muy bien, señor, ya puede retirarse.
Hello, what's your name?
Clemente Mancia.
You're charged with aggravated domestic violence, 2 counts, as well as aggravated, domestic violence, aggravated harassment. You have quite a history of domestic violence. The state's recommending $25,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. I am going to order that you have no contact of any kind with Juventino Mancilla or Yolanda Vega. Stay away from their home and workplaces. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, and don't commit any acts of domestic violence. State's recommending $25,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Mancia doesn't have no failures to appear in the past 2 years. He's a lifelong Tucson resident, and he reports to me that he has alternate housing, but he didn't tell pretrial services about that. So in light of that, we're asking for release of pretrial services, but if you're not inclined to do that, then a nominal bond.
Okay, let's hear from the state.
Your Honor, the state would note the defendant's absolutely extensive felony criminal history. 2020, Ag DV, probation revoked, 9 months prison, drugs, released on bond, failed to appear. We have yet another year on prison. We've got ag domestic violence, 2 counts, DV ag harassment, 2 counts, ended up pleading to ag DV, 1.5 years of prison, ag DV again in September of 2024. And it looks like he's barely out of the system until he went right back in. That's not to mention all the DV mistos we see. 2018 DV IJP, 18 months probation, 180 days in jail. Again, DV interfering during a session. 36 months supervision, unsupervised probation, yet more the next year. 36 months of probation for DV criminal damage, DV disorderly conduct noise. 2019 DV disorderly conduct noise, DV criminal damage to face. 4 months jail, 12 months supervised probation, another 12 of unsupervised. 2019 DV IJP, 120 days jail, 12 months of supervised probation, followed by another 12 months of unsupervised probation. DV assault ×2, DV disorderly conduct, ended up with 6 months jail, 36 months of unsupervised probation. And on C1 and 2 of those mistos, it was the same victim as present. So, Your Honor, the state is very concerned that this person is a clear and present danger, not only to the victim, but to the community in general. He's got an absolutely epic conviction history, $25,000.
Thank you. Bond is set in the amount of $25,000. Your next court date is February 3rd at 1:30. The county public defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused. Hello, what is your name?
Hello, sir. My name is Donovan Richardson.
Okay.
First name's Donovin.
Yeah, I got the name. I'm looking at some other information, sir. You've got an arrest warrant out of Benson Justice Court. Charges are theft of a credit card, identity theft and theft. And I'm told there's a $5,000 bond listed on here. I'm having troubles. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, $5,000 bond is listed on the warrant. Any reason I shouldn't hold you on that bond?
Because I'm trying to take care of my 9-month-old baby, and I promise I'll make.
Your Honor, so he has no Mr. Richardson has no priors, no failures to appear. He's lived in Tucson for 12 years. He's employed. And it's not the charges aren't violent, they're property crime. There's no violent, not a violent crime. And it seems like it's in pre-indictment. So we are asking that he get a chance to self-report to Cochise County, and to settle and respond to these charges.
Okay. State wish to have any input?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would respectfully disagree with my colleague about it not being a violent crime. Violent, maybe not in the legal sense, but anybody who's been the victim of identity theft knows that can be absolutely life-destroying. Cochise County, the Benson Court, saw fit to fix a $5,000 bond. I don't see any reason why the court ought not adopt that amount, Your Honor.
Your Honor, he also has an infant at home that needs to take care of.
Who's taking care of the infant now?
Her mom.
No one.
He's he provides the main income for the family. He will also report to the Cochise County and get there and to respond to these charges on his own.
Judge, this warrant issued almost 2.5 years ago, 2.25 years ago. It's excuse me, April 1st of 23. So it's been out there for quite some time. Your Honor, I still see absolutely no reason this person should not be held to account for the warrant.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna reduce it though to $24.99. Your next review date is February 21st at 9 a.m. No contact with victims, stay away from incident location. Okay, you're excused. Hello, what's your name?
Oh, Your Honor, my name is Noelle Louise Wayville, Stafford Wayville, technically.
I need a moment to review this complaint. First time I'm seeing it.
If you don't mind me interjecting.
No. You don't want to interject. You need to remain silent and let me read this, okay? You charged with disorderly conduct with a weapon and burglary in the second degree.
It's not a weapon.
Ma'am, you want to be quiet? Okay? Where was I? I'm gonna order no possession of firearms or other weapons. Don't have any contact with the alleged victims and stay away from the incident location. The state previously recommended a $7,500 bond, and now they're recommending a $5,000 bond. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Just on the charges themselves, I understand that the metal butter knife, in the interim complaint, there's
What did it just? I'm sorry, one moment.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. What I was saying is that, the dangerous weapon in the interim complaint appears to be a metal butter knife, but without more details, there's not enough for us to know whether it meets the definition of dangerous weapon or instrument that's required. And we're asking for pretrial services, release pretrial services. She has no prior felonies.
A metal butter knife taped to a metal rod. Excuse me. Let me interrupt you. I couldn't hear you anyway because you're muted. But you have a right to remain silent. You need to exercise it because the more you talk, the deeper you are digging yourself into a hole. You will be taught. You will be taught.
22 and Helen and that's agents locations emailed.
So, Your Honor, Your Honor, we are asking for one chance on pretrial services. That's because I do understand that there is a reasonable dispute as to whether or not the metal rod and the knife is a deadly weapon dangerous instrument, but just to add a few things, there seems to be some confusion as to what exactly was happening with that. And at this stage, Judge, we don't have the full disclosure. And apparently, based on the interim, TPD was present at the time of the incident. So I'm guessing there will be body cam about the incident, which will be received. Your Honor, but given that she has absolutely no felony history, and given that she currently has no other case pending, we are asking for much services for these, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. We'll hear from the state.
Your Honor, she's a 5 out of 6 and a 6 out of 6. She's an absolutely extensive criminal record in the Tucson Municipal Court, the Consolidated Justice Court, the Ajo Justice Court, the South Tucson Justice Court, and the Payson Municipal Court. The also appears to be a warrant active as well, but this person has demonstrated an absolute inability to show up to court when ordered to do so.
All right, thank you. I'm going to hold you on a $2,500 bond. Your next court date is February 3rd at 1:30, and the county public defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
The interpreter has disconnected. To reconnect with your interpreter, press or say 1 to connect with a new
Thank you. Please be seated. Did someone sign into my computer? Oh, weird. I got signed out somehow.
No, I was getting one coming.
Do we have an interpreter?
Yes.
Do we have our interpreter on the line?
Hi, good evening. This is Roger, Lion Bridge interpreter.
Thank you. May I have your name and your interpreter number, please?
My name is Roger, 7472.
Thank you. Bear with us for just a second. We'll get started in just a moment.
Okay.
Good evening. This is the time for the 8 p.m. calendar and initial appearance court on January 23rd, 2025. Is our interpreter still there?
Hello, is somebody there? Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yes. Are you ready to get started?
I can hear you better now. Could you please repeat that? You sound far
Sure.
away, sir.
This is the time for the 8 p.m. calendar and initial appearance court on January 23rd, 2025.
Esta es la corte de las 8 de la noche del 23 de enero de 2025.
The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints made on the first calendar of this month will apply to all hearings on this calendar.
Vamos a revisar durante esta audiencia las muestras de ADN por huellas dactilares en esta audiencia el día de hoy, 23 de enero de 2025.
Let's go ahead and get started with the first matter on our calendar. Sergio Torres to the podium, please.
Vamos a empezar con la primera sesión de esta noche, de este calendario. Sergio Torres, por favor, pase al podio.
Good evening, sir. May I have your name and date of birth?
Sergio Alonso Torres.
Su nombre y fecha de nacimiento.
Sergio Torres, agosto 15 al 81.
Todd Coolidge on behalf of Mr. Torres, privately retained for the full case, not just the IA.
My name is Sergio Torres, date of birth August 15, 1981.
Thank you. Mr. Coolidge, I did get your notice of appearance. I'll have you listed as the attorney of record. Let's just make sure that we give the interpreter a chance to interpret everything before we talk, okay?
You bet.
And so we're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. Is our interpreter still there? Is the interpreter still there? You see, it looks like they're disconnected. Let's go ahead and get a different one on. One moment, please, okay? And Mr. Coolidge, we lost our interpreter, so bear with us for just a second.
Sure.